So Ollie, I wouldn't normally do this. You host parties. How did that happen?
Hosting parties is an art, a science, but above all, a pleasure.
Yeah.
You also host parties. How did that happen?
We moved into Edinburgh and we thought we should host parties.
The first party was Eurovision. How did that happen?
Eurovision won. You know, you look back on it and it looks a bit shit. Like, I'm sorry, can I swear on this? Can I swear on this? It looks a bit rubbish if you look back. What you got to remember is, right out of COVID, people were just excited to be together. I think it was really special for the time. But I remember when that party wrapped, the conversation was what comes next. And I think Pirate came next. How did that happen?
We'd seen Shrek and Wine and we thought, that was pretty fun. Let's do better. Let's do much better. So, we did. We improved on their model. We made a party that was actually worthy of art.
Yeah.
And the design of the place looked fantastic. We really thought about it. We spent long hours rubbing our brains together, seeing what's the music going to be in this place? Are we going to put sound effects in this place? We had speakers all over the house, live flames. We'd strap the curtains up. We were looking to really create an atmosphere, and I think we did.
Oh, stop it, you.
There was a little break after that, around 6 months into... That's not true. Oh no, it is true. There was a little break after that, around 6 months, before the next party, which was, of course...
Spy Party came next. That's... I think a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but sometimes this industry can be... You can have long periods where you're not working on a party, and that can be tough. But I was really excited when I got the call from Oli to say, why don't we do another party? And I was like, our last collaboration was really good. Absolutely, let's do another one. So I think Spy came pretty naturally. We both like spies. And we set it up. People came, and honestly, I'm really proud of Spy. I think that was a nice looking party. People had a lot of fun. We had a cocktail that just blew people away.
Shut down.
I think the guests had a really fun time with Spy Party, which is why it's really interesting then that you kind of like. I'm not saying you stepped back, but you revisited an old theme next.
It was time for the sequel, Eurovision 2, yes. Eurovision was always going to be one that we didn't just, hit once and then finish. Eurovision was one that we were committed to for the long haul. Eurovision 2 was a great year for the songs. We also watched it with other people, which made it a party, apparently. People didn't go home, however. They really hung around for a while, which happened. And, that was it. I've got a great playlist from that party of the songs that played there. However, at the end of Eurovision, before the people didn't go home, there was a little tease. How did that happen?
So, Afterlife came about.
Matt Damon.
God, what a party. To be honest, not our finest work.
True.
If I'm being totally frank, I think it was a little undercooked. I think we rushed it a little bit. Like I say, we didn't want to do that gap that we'd given people last time, so we rushed through, that initial scripting of, the fun of the party, where all the stuff's going to be. We really rushed through that.
It looked like Carrie.
Maybe it could have used a little bit more time in the oven, I think. But you know what they say, brightest, because, Afterlife wasn't a huge hit with attendees. It was popular, but it wasn't, huge. But then, along comes your next party, and I think it's safe to say, pretty big.
2010. We knew we had to use a year as a theme at one point, because everyone's done it. It was simply the tip of our hat to previous party hosting greats. Of course, when it came to the trailer, we knew that it was a slight step up. It was more narrative, less an invite, more a full short film. People actually watched it. It's about 7 minutes long.
Yeah,
there
it
was pictures all over the wall. There was Chilean miner fishing.
Tasty.
I had a smoke grenade. It was great. I really enjoyed 2010 Party because it felt like a museum in tribute to a very special moment of my life. I was 14. However, after 2010, it was time for another little break. Went through the winter, and then about time for a summer holiday party in January. Or was it?
Yeah, for. You know, we did 2010 and we were so happy with how it came out and the response. And how do you top that? So we took a bit of time off, you know. We worked on our own projects, but then we came back together and we thought, let's do something really special. And we did something really special. Did it work? In a lot of ways, no. Definitely our most divisive. The reviews were pretty harsh.
Cowards.
And really, I mean, we felt the reviews at the time. You know, people were walking out. People were making it very clear that they
Snowflake's gonna flake
was abhorrent. But those who kind of got what we were going for, I think they had a great time. You know, it's a real like one for us, one for them. You know, that was our one for us. It was really fun. We had fun with the games. We had a couple of new faces.
I threw sand at people.
You know, we threw sand. We threw sand at people. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. We threw sand at people. Yeah, mixed reviews on that one. Cancel Oli Warlow was trending on UK Twitter.
UK Twitter is full of people who don't want artists to do art. They want sand to stay on the beach. They want snakes to stay in the forest. They want parties to stay in discotheques. This isn't what we're doing. This isn't the country my parents built. Because they built it in the 1980s. You know, with that.
You came off this, what some might describe, you know, as an indie party, if you will. You know, it was a little more interesting. We went back to an old favourite, I think.
It was really one to wrap up the trilogy. You know, all good things come to an end, and that includes 3 Eurovision parties 3 years in a row from the year 2021 to 2023, 2022 inclusive. So Eurovision 3 was okay.
What an event.
The speakers were a bit quiet, yes, but you know, we always improvise and we find different ways to have fun.
Tory scum.
That's why we did some extra recording, a few fun sketches along the way. You know, we all really enjoy Eurovision, and it was great to share that party and that joy with other people. It always is. Eurovision's a big part of my life, and I'm never going to let it go. However, we then wanted to kind of step outside for the next party. What happened there?
Well, look, I remember right at the start, you know, when me and Oli had first decided to collaborate on these parties. You know, I remember in the back of both of our heads, we'd been like, wouldn't it be crazy to do an outside event? I can't even saying it. You know, wouldn't that be crazy? And then we got to number 9 and we thought, we've got to change it up a bit. You know, the attendees, they need something different. So let's take them outside. Let's do an outside festival. And you know what? I'm so proud of the work that we did at Muriestock. You know, we got so many amazing bands to put their stuff on YouTube so we could play it on the TV. You know, we had a couple instruments out there. We had a speaker. We had a mic. You know, I'm proud of that one. I am proud of that one. You know, attendance maybe wasn't that big. You know, I think a lot of critics were still recovering from what we had done to them with the sand, so we were still kind of coming back from that, I think. But you know, those who did come, it was special. It was magical. You know, I got a heart stiffy. You know, it was really. I don't know where that came from. that came from. I'm just really, I'm just really proud of that. The bands, the music, we don't speak about that. But other than that, I'm really happy with that one. And I know you can't say a lot.
Oh, lips are sealed.
But you do have another party coming out soon. Quite soon, in fact. 14th of October, I think. What can you tell us about that party?
What can I tell you? Well, obviously we know the theme is goodbye, so we're leading into the sentimentality. There's going to be some emotion. We're asking a lot from people this time, but we've done it before and they've always delivered. So I'm excited to see what everyone brings to this party. It's going to be big, it's going to be bold, it's going to be a celebration of everything that's come before, and a farewell as we look off into the future.
Ollie,
thank you for
so
coming
much
on Parties That Made Us. Thank you for sharing your experiences. I'm such a fan of our work.
One.